the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Good morning, bright, beautiful, wonderful world. I am JJW, and this is your two dads. But only one of your dads is here right now. Deacon is in the green room, getting his face put on. He'll be here momentarily. I want to say good morning, everybody, and I hope you have a fine cup of coffee. I think maybe Deacon's waiting for me to move him over here. There, I'll put his face over here. Good morning, Deacon. He's busy working. He's running behind, I think. Hey.
Yeah, I'm running behind this morning.
Okay.
I've got a spot that I do on Wednesday mornings really early. I update it every Wednesday morning, and I have to. I forgot about it until I looked up at the clock a second ago. I was like, "Oh crap! I got to do this spot before I go on the air." I've had to reorganize a lot of things to do the show in the mornings.
Yeah. I'm grateful because I'm enjoying the hell out of this. I'm waking up early and I'm like, oh, there's got to be something good in the news today. And then every day it's like these MFing Democrats and stupid Biden and this, like, I don't even want to talk about this stuff, but every day you dummies have to do something so dumb. So I'm looking for other interesting news, and I got a few things on the slate for today that are not political.
Okay.
How was your day?
I'm good, busy. I've been super busy.
You do your thing you need to do for a second.
Yeah, let me get this done real quick. It won't take very long.
All right. So
I'm on mute.
yeah. I'm gonna go over here and let's see. Let's just cover the super boring stuff.
Yeah, I started saying we can do our little hi, my name is Deacon, and you don't have to crap about me.
Yeah, our our facts. I didn't come pre-armed with facts. Let me see.
I really didn't either.
Yeah. What's an interesting fact about me? I'm a pretty normal person. I feel like I'm a pretty normal person.
There's you were in the military that people might not know.
Yeah. Okay. And I was in the military, and I never talk about it. And the reason I never talk about it, I was just enlisted, and my job was basically it was at the time called a 77 Foxtrot. So I was an enlisted serviceman, 77 Foxtrot. 77 Foxtrot is a fuel supply specialist. So I basically got gas from a rail depot, put it in a truck, drove it over to a airfield, put it in airfield tanks, and then later Blackhawks would come in, or Chinook, or we still had 0858 at the time. They would land on this airfield, and then I would go out there while the blades are spinning and hook my little thing up and fill up the helicopters and wait for them to get filled up, and then go put them back. So I was basically a gas man for helicopters in the Army.
That's cool.
And that's all man. I did.
Did you wipe the windshield?
No. I didn't do any windshield stuff. No, but I did that. I did this where you direct them, and you can't see it because the angle's too far. I did that stuff, and they didn't. And here's the thing: they don't listen. They don't care what you say. They're driving a helicopter, and you're a guy with flashlights. They're like, "Yeah, okay, dummy." So I was like, Come in closer. Okay, that's good. Stop. And they'd be like, bro, I'm driving a helicopter. I have night vision goggles. There's like missiles over here.
That's great.
So it's not that I'm not proud of service. It's nothing like that. It just, I'm not a particularly proud person. And I find people that, let me walk before I run here. And there are many people who serve in the military who are brave and courageous and do outstanding things. And if they want to talk about that, more power to them. I was a gas man, so I don't claim any heroics or anything like that. I was just a guy in a job, and I did it so I could go to college eventually. And I did that. But, I was in the Army, so hoo-ah. And I was not in the Air Force. Cool. So that's the most important part about being in the military. Yeah. It looks like Deacon's got to do some sound stuff on the radio. If you have some interesting stories about being in the Army, send them in. I'm always happy to read about being in the Army. All right, we are getting ready for the. I got a slate of news coming up. We got to talk about AOC this morning. We got to talk about a Rasmussen Reports poll came in with some public opinions about Joe Biden's dealings with the Chinese linked companies. We got a little bit of that. And, we also have some Sylvester Stallone news, and we promised Deacon that we would review the She-Hulk trailer. So all of those things are on the slate for this morning. So do you want to start dirty, or do you want to start? See, I think it's fun to like get the awful political stuff out of the way, and then kind of have fun stuff at the end of the show. We can mix it up.
I don't care. That's fine.
All right.
That'd be good.
All right. Well, let me get.
Assorted pork chops, family pack, $1.99 a pound. Boneless ribeye steak, $8.99 a pound. Jimmy Dean's sliced bacon.
Let's start with. Oh wow, there's a list.
$1.49 a pound. Gatorade sports drinks. Gatorade 8-pack 20-ounce bottles, $5.28. $1.49
Where's?
8-pack 20-ounce bottles, $5.28. Let's ketchup.
I seem to have lost my Ocasio-Cortez story. I'll find that in a minute. So we'll just go with this right here. We'll start with this. Rasmussen reports, how likely is it that Joe Biden profited from deals with Chinese-linked government companies? Chinese government-linked companies. Of all respondents, 62% said it is likely that Joe Biden profited from deals with Chinese government-linked companies. Republicans, 83% of Republicans believe that was likely. 40% of Democrats, 40% believe that Joe Biden profited from Chinese government-linked companies.
Because people are blinded. People are easily blinded. And I'm sorry, but I do lean towards one side, but it doesn't make me completely blinded to the fact that people on that side aren't as crooked as the damn creek, man. You know,
I mean,
every one of them's crooked. Every one of them profits off this kind of stuff. If we say Biden didn't profit off this, well, then one side's going to say, look, we have proof that he did, and the other side's going to say, look, we have proof that he didn't. The plain fact of the matter is, they all do. They all do. You know, they all profit off this crap. Like the story we had yesterday, fist bumping the Saudi guy. We get somebody else in there, and we're not going to do work with the Saudis, and then we are, and then we're not, and then we are. Right. And there's underhanded deals going on all over the place. And the people that don't think that that's actually going on, you've got blinders on, and you choose not to see anything.
40, but I mean that. I would expect normally the inverse of this to happen. Like, oh, okay, 83% of Republicans, of course, they would say something negative about Joe Biden being a Democrat.
Of course, they don't like Joe Biden. I don't personally like the guy. I don't think he should have been president, but who am I?
Senile. That dude is senile. It's obvious he's got mental decline.
And I think he's got some other problems, too, that I won't mention here.
There's a lot of issues going on there that are just being straight ignored by mainstream media. But I would expect that the figure for Democrats to be closer to 20%, because usually if there's like 80% Republicans of one thing, then usually there's 80% of Democrats against, and you know it's like 80-20. Usually the complement is the same, but the complement here is disproportionate. That instead of 20% of Democrats feeling likely that this was likely, it is 40% of Democrats. So it's twice as much as I would expect. On 65% of independents, 65% of men, 60% of women, 60% of white, 60% of black, it's 64% of everybody else. And across all age demographics, it's 60-something%. So the majority of voters, I believe this poll was of voters. The majority of voters believe that Joe Biden profited from deals with Chinese-linked companies. And the reason why this is important is because, you know, during the Trump administration and during that campaign, or when it was campaigning, it came to light, though I don't know how widely it was distributed in the media, that Joe Biden, as vice president, had taken Air Force One to China and allowed Hunter Biden to ride on his airplane. And while Hunter Biden was in China, secured an equities deal worth millions of dollars, with 10% reserved for the big guy. And many people believe it's very likely that the big guy is Joe Biden. So Joe Biden was using his office and his son as a proxy to garner. To make money. That's what they say.
Politicians don't do stuff like that. They don't do stuff like that. So they don't do stuff like that, JJ. That's wrong, and they wouldn't use their power for wrong. You know, and Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden is a respectable young man. He comes from a good family, and you know, and to accuse him of some nefarious deeds like that, you ought to feel ashamed of yourself, sir.
I saw a meme yesterday of Hunter Biden, and it was a guy wearing a helmet with like 12 GoPros on it, and the meme said, "Hunter Biden, while committing any crime, because he's constantly recording that stuff on his cell phone. He's constantly recording it. And ever since his laptop got scooped up, he's still doing it. So there was the, we didn't talk about it because we started the show kind of after that story broke, but Hunter Biden's iCloud got hacked. And and it's not like it's old news that they discovered. No, it's like current stuff. He's still smoking crack and banging hookers and stuff and recording it on his phone because he's the stupidest person on the planet. Anyway,
well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, as the old saying goes.
Crooked trees. All right, so there was another Rasmussen poll, and let me pull. And it has a pretty great hashtag, so I'm gonna pull it up here. Let me get that one up and push the wrong thing. So it's my other tweeter, following news on Twitter. This is also from Rasmussen Reports. 69% of likely U.S. voters believe it's likely that the president was aware of at least of some of Hunter Biden's major foreign business dealings.
Of course he was.
69%. I'm sorry. Did I say 63? 69% of U.S. voters believe hashtag Biden crime family. Hunter Biden iCloud hashtag laptop from hell.
No.
So
Orange man bad.
Yeah, no. If you're not following Rasmussen Reports, one, follow them. Legit news, legit polling, and also legitimately great tweets sometimes. Like, this is great. It's funny to watch a news organization bag on the president and his son. So, So not only do we believe that he benefited from these illicit dealings, we also believe, we being U.S. voters, a super majority believe that he's aware of Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings. So thanks, Joe Biden, for being such an amazing leader. Disgusting human. Okay. So I don't really have anything more to say about that other than maybe the shine is wearing off of this 81 million voter president. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We got it's
81 million.
He got 81 million votes. He got the most votes in American history.
81 million people voted for him.
Yeah. 81 million votes, 100%. He had 81 million.
81 million votes or 81 million people.
I don't know. I don't know how to audit that.
Oh.
I don't know how to check.
Just asking. I'm just curious. I'm not trying to insinuate anything.
Perhaps you could ask for I don't know, the paper trail or the ballot images that are supposed to be scanned and kept for 2 years. I don't know where those are at.
That stuff is easily kept, and that stuff is so. It's the security around that stuff is so tight that it's really hard to fake any of that stuff. So yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. Okay. We can move on.
I mean, of course. I just don't know why anyone would think that you could pick up a ballot and scan it and then pick it up again after it came out of the scanner and just run it again. Like, why would that work? I don't know. I don't know why anyone would think that would work. And no, YouTube, I am not inferring that anything was wrong in the 2020 election.
No. That election was fine, as far as I know.
Joe Biden won. He got 81 million votes. That's pretty obvious. Okay. I'm going to get another strike on the channel. We haven't even been up a week. All right. So get some more dirty politics happening.
I know. That's the only problem is that I don't. Yeah. You know,
barely say anything. I mean, you believe in free speech? I believed in free speech.
I'm afraid to say my opinion because I'm afraid it's going to hurt someone's opinion or someone's feelings. I mean, and then they're going to cancel me. That's why I keep my mouth shut.
I don't know. I mean, like, hopefully this cancel culture stuff is like dying. Maybe they're realizing that it's just going to backlash. Okay, so this is just the news, and this site is NewsGuard certified. House Democrats push bill to add 4 seats to the Supreme Court. So somebody is but hurt that they got Roe versus Wade overturned. And so now the Democrats are trying to super PAC the Supreme Court. House Democrats on Monday demanded legislation to add 4 seats to the Supreme Court in hopes of moving the judicial body away from its current conservative slant. The lawmakers made their push at a press conference hosted by Take Back the Court Action Fund on Monday. Their reports... yes.
Can I pause right here?
Yes.
You just said something that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
The butthurt part?
No. Are we supposed to be a fair and equal country?
Are we supposed to be?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are we supposed to be?
Well,
I'm gonna take. Hold on, wait. I'm taking the bait. Yeah, of course we're supposed to be fair and equal.
Okay, we're supposed to be fair and treat people equally, right?
Yes.
Every human life is equal, right?
Right.
Okay,
right.
so
every human,
right.
every
So
person's life.
we added 4. Currently the Supreme Court has a conservative slant. It is not always.
Arguably,
it's not always been that way. And so if they want to add 4 more seats because they don't like that it leans one way right now. So what happens when you add those 4 seats and then in 25 years, you are now leaning all to another side again? I'm not going to say right or left. I'm going to say you're leaning to one side again. Do you add more seats to balance it out again? So what happens in 25 years from then when it's out of balance again?
Well,
do we just keep banging our head against the wall like an insane person?
I think that the thing to do, Deacon, because, we're going to win. The Republicans are going to win in the fall. I think the thing to do is to just shortcut this process and go ahead and add 50 seats to the Supreme Court, and then also pass a constitutional amendment that limits after that. I don't know. Yeah, of course they're gonna. This is only gonna accelerate. If you lose a contest, and the Democrats lost a contest, they lost the 2016 contest, they lost the 2018 contest, they won the 2020, but it was too late because the results of the contest, they can't handle losing and just wait to win again. Then you're going to accelerate the deconstruction of our institutions. And they don't care about the institutions. They only care about the power they can hold while they're holding the institutions. So if they can't hold the power while holding the institutions, then they may as well tear down the institution so they can put something else in there so they can hold power, because the only thing they care about is the power.
I hate to be the devil's advocate and say this here, but I think both sides do that, though, man. I lean towards one way, but I'm not saying that my side is completely right all the time, because there are some bastards.
Well,
on both sides,
there absolutely are bastards. The left doesn't care about the institutions; they want the power. The right is weak. And they want the left to like them. So that's the difference. The left doesn't care about the right, and they will destroy you if they can. The right thinks, oh, we can all get along, and we want you to like us, and they're weak. So they're constantly following along with the leftward shuffle. That's just, over time, everything goes left, and then the Republicans, okay, Democrats, not so fast. And they just scoot along. So that's just kind of how I view it. Maybe I'm not right about that. They're definitely both corrupt. There's no good guys here. The best thing is for the federal government to have as little power as possible, and all the power be held by the states, where you can vote for your own state representatives, your own state government, your own local government.
Which if people would actually do a little bit of independent historical research yourself on American history, which is one of my favorite subjects. If you will do a little bit of American history, when's the last time anyone has studied American history on your own? on your own, besides like watching a documentary or something? Nobody, since your American history class and Mr. So-and-so gave you that damn test. People don't do that crap anymore, so they don't know. Do you retain knowledge on stuff like on everything that you learned in high school? No, especially on subjects that you don't like. So maybe you didn't like history. Well, let me educate you on something that you may have forgotten, or they just may have
Learn
not
them,
even
Deacon.
told you.
Learn them. Learn them. What's going
That's
on?
what the freaking Constitution says. If you go and read the damn Articles of Confederation and all this shit, or not Articles of Confederation, not that. Well, it's kind of based on that, you know. I mean, it all says.
You know what the problem with the Articles of Confederation were? The problem with the Articles of Confederation was that it worked.
It worked.
It worked so well that they were like, we can't get anything done. And I'm like, yes,
true.
We need to get nothing done.
But that's what the states were set up to do. The original 13 were set up to independently govern ourselves. The major main government was not going to have control because they were trying to get away from that. Yes. Why the hell would they have said, we want the government to control everything, when they were trying to get away from it? They moved across the world to get away from that. So they wanted to, you can do your thing over there, and y'all can do your thing up there, Maryland, and you can do your thing up there, Virginia and Massachusetts, and y'all do your thing. But when we have big problems, we'll go and we'll ask the Maine. We didn't even have a Maine thing at the time. Yeah, people don't know. They have a warped view of history because of what some fucking movie showed them. Sorry. But some movie, they watched Lincoln, and they think that's what actually happened. They watch these movies. That's what I said something to somebody one time. I said, our history is going to be so perverted because of movies taking their liberties to do whatever they want in the name of entertainment. So now people think there was a man, William Wallace, that made this big speech and did all this crap. That did not happen. So this, I mean, one of the quotes that I came up with years ago, see if I can remember the quote. It was something like, the greatest thing man has achieved since the invention, or since we started recording history, the greatest thing mankind has achieved since recorded history is our ability to, how did I put it? Is our ability to warp the history, or to get the history wrong, or to retell history. You know what I mean? Our greatest achievement since the written historical is our ability to not tell the damn story right.
Well, you know? I mean, if there's anything you can count on, is that whatever story we're telling is not accurate.
Oh, let me tell you. Let me use I'll just take this little bitty time to do a little bitty example of what we're talking about here, because I've been reading on this here lately. David and Goliath. Do you know the story of David and Goliath? You don't have to be a Christian to know David and Goliath's story. Right. All right. So, and for folks that don't know David, a little bit, you know David and Goliath. I'm not going to explain it. Yeah. What you do not know.
Big monster guy.
What you do not know is read through that, what it says, and actually read what they're saying. It says that Goliath was helped out by attendants. And he said, you come at me with sticks, plural. And he gives this big speech. It's like, you know, he sounds like a giant. Come here so that I may feast on your bones, or whatever he says. Doesn't that sound like somebody with that freaking pituitary disease that Andre the Giant and Robert Wadlow had, that he would have to be helped down by an attendant? They couldn't see. Everything was doubled up in their vision all the time and tripled up, you know? So, I mean, doesn't it sound like somebody like that? And here, let me give you another, let me just give you another little piece of history that people might not know. There were armies at the time, okay? And you had infantrymen, and you had cavalry, and you had artillery. And artillery did not shoot guns. They shot arrows and slings. They used slings. Yeah. And you can fire a sling, and those rocks over there are as condensed as bullets, basically. And you can fire those things. I think they said a sling, one of those slingers could fire a rock out, and it could hit like a bullet. And they
Yeah,
were
of course.
accurate. They were very accurate. They could, the slingers could decimate infantry. The guy with a sling could decimate infantry people. So this is parts of the story that's not told to you. You're meant to think that some shepherd boy come out of the field and took a rock and threw it and beat this big 9-foot tall giant who was the peak of his athletic condition. And it wasn't like that. You had an old, broken down man and a young boy that could shoot a rock like a 45
Those
and hit
slings
him
at the
right
time,
between the eyes.
they look like this. They're pretty simple weapons. It would be like a rope with a little pouch in the middle and like a trigger finger hook, and then you put a rock in it and you swing it around. Well, the longer the rope and the faster you swing it, then the more angular momentum you have when you eject the rock. And I'm not sure I'm not sure how we're on this, but the reason why shepherds would be proficient with this sort of thing is that in the area you had to be concerned with lions or other kinds of predators,
Right,
but
right.
especially lions trying to hunt your sheep, right? So it's simple and easy for a shepherd to carry around a sling and just pick up a rock from anywhere and be like, whip it, whip it, whip it, whip it. And I never really played with the swing, but I know that when my parents were children, like it was super common because like when you didn't have anything, you play with a stick or you play with a rope, you make a sling or a slingshot. But these things can shoot super, super fast. You put a rock in it and you shoot it at a high velocity. And what else are you going to do? You're out there with sheep. Of course, you're just going to Lord, I'm going to just practice
But
shoot stuff. So they're going to be and they're going to be proficient and they're going to be able to launch things at people.
but you see how I mean by over history, we have learned a little bit, and a lot of people don't like history, so they don't learn it.
Yeah.
But we have learned a little bit, but some of the stuff that we have told, that we have been taught, are embellished a little bit to make the story a little bit more fantastical. Paul Revere, if you will actually read a little bit about Paul Revere, you will learn that he was a drunk and that he probably did not do all that ride by himself, that the townspeople probably helped him. All the men in the town probably helped him,
Maybe so. I don't know.
But that's not a fantastical story. Is one man who saved the whole freaking America. One if by land, two if by sea. I mean, good gracious, that's not a fantastical story. That's not a good tagline for a movie poster.
So,
you know what I mean?
Right, so I'm gonna jump back into our news so we can
let's get back to
this. All right, so Democrats want to add 4 seats to the Supreme Court. Big surprise to nobody. The demands follow rulings from the High Court, handing conservative major wins. And by the way, conservatives had like major wins for it's not just Roe versus Wade. They also had the gun rights. They had the gun rights ruling. I think New York. It's right there. So the court in late June overturned the landmark abortion precedent in Roe v. Wade, returning the right to regulate procedure to the states. One day prior, it struck down a New York law restricting the issuance of concealed carry permits. So the Supreme Court is just making decisions that usurp the power of legislative and executive branches, said Hank Johnson, Democrat from Georgia, according to The Hill. Currently, the court is 6-3 conservative, plus or minus 1 counting if you count Roberts as a conservative. And we'll have to see what happens. But, I think this is just a last minute, desperate gasp for Nancy Pelosi to try to get some sort of a public media win here by saying that they passed this, legislation to fight for abortion rights or whatever. It's going nowhere. This isn't going to pass the Senate. Mitch McConnell is never going to let this through the Senate floor. This is dead on arrival. So it just doesn't even matter that the House passed this, except it sets sort of a precedent that, Democrats will do this. So the next time they have 2 branches, or both the House and the Senate, they may try it again. So it's unlikely to become law, and as Democrats will likely be unable to clear the filibuster's 60 vote threshold in the Senate in the face of stiff Republican opposition. And absolutely, not only Republicans, you'll have all 49 Republicans, and you'll have Joe Manchin and maybe there's 50 Republicans. Don't remember. I know that. I think there's 50 Republicans, and Joe Manchin will probably oppose this because Joe Manchin is, a Democrat, but Joe Manchin is also a patriot and an institutionalist, and he doesn't want to see institutions eroded by just changing things because you lose. So that's the activity of the House Democrats yesterday. And we had I don't even think it's worth really mentioning, but if you didn't see the story yesterday, let me pull it up. We had AOC arrested. And we'll go with this one. This is good. So
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
You're telling me that David was not cranking 360 no scopes on Goliath? I don't know, man. He might have.
I think he was. I think
I was just studying that thing, and I just thought that was real interesting. I was like, of course, yeah, slingers can do that. Those damn rocks come out of there like bullets, man. It's just one of those obvious things when you're like, yeah, why didn't I ever come up with that on my own?
So yesterday, AOC and Ilhan Omar were arrested on the during a protest for pro-abortion demonstration. They were actually arrested, but AOC fakes being handcuffed after arrest at abortion rights protest. So she is being arrested. She's being escorted away from the protest line.
They can do amazing things with special effects in the movies these days, can't they?
Major media, New York Times, everybody ran with these sort of images of like, oh, there's a police officer and she's got her hands behind her back, like, oh, I'm handcuffed. She's not handcuffed. She waved at the crowd. So let's see. I don't know. Let me go back. I don't know why their story
picture is worth 1,000 words.
Yeah. Come on, New York Post. Here we go. So here's AOC. She's being escorted by a police officer. Oh, and she smiles at the cameras. Oh, I'm fake hand. Her hands are not handcuffed. They're not bound at all. She raises her hand right there and does the red salute.
If I was, they're not going to handcuff a member of Congress or the Senate. They're not going to do that. Yeah. First of all, they're not. AOC is very powerful. She's a very powerful person.
She's very, very influential, and she tries to play herself. She tries to play herself off as a radical and outsider.
She's a normal person, and she came from normal stuff, exactly, and that's fine because there's some things that she says that I'm actually like, wow, I agree with you 150%, girl. And then there's some things that she says that I'm just like, shut up. But those people are not common people anymore. And they, as much as they want to be common people and act like common people and get arrested like the common people, they're not common people. They didn't get arrested. They didn't get fingerprinted. They didn't go through the things that you would go through if you were arrested. I guarantee you they would treat Colin, Ghost Dog, you, and me differently than they treated them two yesterday. Period.
Oh, for sure. You'd actually be in jail. You'd be arrested and sitting there as long as they can hold you. Okay. Well, anyway, so AOC is a big fake and a fraud and is a phony, and that's not news, but it is funny. So don't believe it if you see her saying that she's being persecuted for free speech or whatever. Oh,
do you have hair that grows in your ears? Dude, this is a dad topic.
Of course I do. Oh, of course do. And I have tweezers, sir, and I pull that shit out because I don't want to look like.
Do you see the little ear divot thing here? It grows like.
Oh yeah, on the inside. Not only that, I mean, this is super gross. I mean, well, it's not super gross. This is natural. This is the real world, kids. When you get older, hair starts coming out of everything. It comes out your nose, comes out your ears, comes out of all kinds of stuff.
And look at me. I'm a hairy person.
Yeah, you are. I mean, it's only been a few days, and your 90s goatee is already becoming I'm
the type of guy that shave in the morning, and this was straight right. I mean, this was I can shave twice a day, but the hairs grow in here, and I've got a special little tool, but when they're growing back, it's maddening, and I can feel
because it's
one
it's
in
like
here.
they're hard. It's like
Yeah.
it's not a soft hair. It's like a thick hair. Yeah.
And I feel one, and it constantly like tickles. And so I
Yeah.
look like a crazy person constantly digging in my ear. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to grab that hair and yank it out so that it's not driving me bonkers. And when I shave my head, you don't have this problem, but sometimes I don't. I can get out of it. I usually miss a spot right up here somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And those hairs, you might not know this. This is medical. This is a medical fact. Those hairs right here that grow are connected to every nerve in your body. So if the wind blows this one hair, your whole body, you can feel it in your whole body.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
I know that when I miss a hair, when I shave, I drive down the road and roll down the window so I can feel if I've missed any hairs. And I usually do. I'll go, Ashley, will you look at this? And she'll go,
I will say that the rest of my hair, I mean, I can feel it tugging on the scalp, but right there, it's kind of uncomfortable if I pull on hair from that part. Yeah. Okay. On top of your head. I did not know that. That's an interesting fact that will have not helpful to me at all. All right. Okay. So this is a story that you put in the hopper. So I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put this one up. And by the way, friends and listeners, if you want to, if you find an interesting story, send it to us and we will cover it.
Yeah.
All right. So this is from Yahoo News, NewsGuard certified. Oh, I don't have my things.
Let me defend myself here real quick. I feel like I need to defend myself because when I posted that yesterday, it's the first thing I thought of. I was like, JJ's going to be like, he gets his news from he goes to Yahoo News. No, I don't go to Yahoo News. I haven't in a decade. I saw this on Reddit, and the news, the link was to Yahoo News, of course.
Yeah, that's Yahoo News.
I do not get my news from Yahoo News.
That's covering a story from the Daily Beast. So if we were being like, very, very journalist, we'd have to go follow the source back all the way to the original because this is a syndicated column, but this is good enough for us. Ukraine thinks Russia says it's losing because Ukraine has experimental mutant troops created in secret biolabs. What? Nearly 5 months into its senseless war against Ukraine, Russia has concocted a wild new explanation for why the Kremlin's plan for a quick takeover fell apart so spectacularly, because Ukrainian troops were turned into superhuman killing machines during, quote, secret experiments in American-run biolabs, of course. Never mind the myriad reports of Russian troops refusing to fight by the thousands, sabotaging their own shoddy equipment, and even deliberately wounding themselves to abandon the war. Russian lawmakers claimed the real setback from Moscow was drugged up Ukrainian soldiers. This claim was made Monday by two Russian lawmakers heading up a commission to investigate biolabs in Ukraine. Commensurate. I mean, that's a Russian newspaper. Konstantin Kosachev, the deputy speaker of Russia's Federation Council, and Irina Yarovaya. Sorry.
You have to roll your R's.
Deputy chair of the State Duma, touted that they described as bombshell findings from the investigation. All right, so first of all, awesome. We have superhuman mutant troops that are in Ukraine that they got from us. So Americans have superhuman mutant troops. Why did we lose Afghanistan? What happened? Why didn't we use our superhuman mutant troops in Afghanistan?
JJ, we can't just throw around our X-Men, superhuman troops all the time. The Avengers, we can't just use the Avengers to go over and take care of our problems in America. Yes, they're based in America, but the Avengers and the X-Men they help out the world, JJ.
I got
Have you ever watched The Boys? Is it The Boys?
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Which superhero movie is it about where they monetize in corporate the superheroes. It's the boys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
boys. They definitely are.
Where they're sending them
corporate,
overseas. Is that the one where they send them overseas? I don't remember. But
yeah. So
you
this is
see the
awesome.
problem.
We need to keep our eye on this. We can't let the major media sweep this one under the rug. That we have mutant troops. That America's the technology to make mutant troops. That we cannot let this. We cannot let them make this disappear.
Okay, so Colin with Beard brings up something very interesting. He says, I think they binge watched Stranger Things and got confused. Wait a minute.
Their investigation was a month trial of Netflix.
What?
They signed up for a month trial.
Okay, so I was going to say this a minute ago. We all know that Putin and Russia was wanting, they were saying all this crap about the biolabs to start with, right?
Yeah.
They were complaining about the biolabs. Now they're saying this about the biolabs again. Well, what if one of these biolab facilities has actually opened a gate inadvertently to another reality, an upside down world, if you will? What if that's why Russia is trying to get in there, is because they know they've opened this gate. And so now the Ukrainians that have opened the gate by accident, they have their superhuman people. I think you're right. I think they just got a free subscription to Netflix and they watch Stranger Things and flip the frick out.
Oh, so here's the original article from the Daily Beast. Russia says it's losing because Ukraine has experimental mutant troops created in secret biolabs. Because I'm only showing the browser, you can't see, but this site is NewsGuard certified. Born to Hunt. Okay. So yeah.
I have a picture of the doctor. Did you
why is that? Oh, you can't see that. Sorry.
I have a picture of the doctor that actually made these mutants over in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. I've actually known about this for a while.
Oh.
So here's a picture of the doctor that he did some experiments. Here he is with his little
it's from the island of Dr. Moreau right there. That's
Marlon Brando.
That's the investigations the Russians are doing.
What a great movie, but what a crazy portrayal of Dr. Moreau.
I'm gonna do shared screen quiet. That way you can see that this is NewsGuard certified. So there's Daily Beast, the original story right here. This is totally crazy. I'm tweeting this. This is amazing. I'll tweet it in a little bit. This is a totally nuts story. Good job, Deacon. This is totally crazy. All right.
Yeah, Colin's right. America would not have the X-Men or Avengers. We'd have the Morlocks or Inhumans. We'd have the freaking Morlocks. We'd have a bunch of freaking people. We'd be like, what's your power? I puke. I can shoot. I've got 2 leeches. I don't remember if they were Morlocks or not. I think they were actually X-Men.
What?
Zeitgeist, I guess, was X-Force, wasn't he? Yeah, he was in the movie. Yeah, he was in the movie.
All right, so let's. I'm not even sure that this is worth talking about. Alternate Trump electors for Georgia become targets in a criminal probe. So when Georgia, contested election, the state certified the Democratic elector slate, and then the legislature. The legislature sent also the Republican slate. So apparently now they are being investigated. So this is just another story of politics being used as a weapon, and the justice system being used as a weapon. I'll just read this one quote. The Fulton County District Attorney conducting the investigation told the slate of Trump electors that they were under investigation according to court filings. I mean, what did they do except get sent by the legislature? As our investigation has matured and new evidence come to light in the spirit of integrity, we feel only fitting to inform you that your client's status has changed to target, wrote Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis's office, according to filings. Attorneys for the electors denounced the subpoenas from the grand jury as unreasonable and oppressive. So this is just them doing everything they can to suppress anybody that would support the political opposition. I don't even think this is worth commenting about at the moment. It's not a big deal that alternate electors were sent. It's been happening since the 1960s when Democrats in Hawaii sent an alternate slate of electors from Hawaii, and then the vice president actually counted the Democratic alternate slate instead of the Republican alternate slate the Republican slate that was certified. So this is nothing new. And
that's what I've said a long time about some of these presidential tactics and upper government tactics that they've used for years. That now that we have the internet, people are like, "Have you seen what they're doing?" And I always kind of chuckle because I like American history, and I think our president, I like that stuff. I study that stuff because I think it's fun to read about and interesting. And our politicians have been doing this crap for years. You want some interesting stuff? Stuff is the presidential stumping that they did from the back of trains and stuff from back in the day, and what they would say. It was, man. You think any of this crap that they're doing today is new? It's not new. They've gotten better at it, but it's not new.
All right, I got that tweet off of the mutants. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get out of politics. Let's talk pop culture. Let's talk culture. Rocky. Sylvester Stallone reiterates desire to get back at least a little bit of what's left of his rights. To Rocky, quote, "This is a painful subject that eats at my soul." So maybe not everybody's watched Rocky or any of the Rocky movies.
Oh yeah, I have. I haven't seen. Wait a minute. I will tell you, what was the last one?
Rocky Balboa, and then Creed, and then Creed 2.
Okay, I haven't seen Rocky Balboa, and I haven't seen Creed 2. I didn't even know there was a Creed 2. I thought Creed was, oh man, that was great. I loved that movie.
So if you don't know what's going on right here, or at least what Stallone's saying, you're going to be a little bit upset when you're done. So let's so get ready to be upset, folks. All right.
I read this, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in the latest developments of Stallone's ongoing battle over the rights to Rocky, the Hollywood action star issued a call to current franchise rights owner Irwin Winkler to return to him, quote, "at least a little of what's left of his own respective stakes in the iconic series," sharing a very flattering portrait of the great Rocky Creed producer Irwin Winkler from one of the country's greatest artists, a piece of art depicting Winkler as a snake with a dagger coming out of his mouth, to his personal Instagram account on July 18th. Stallone asserted, quote, "Also, after Irwin controlling Rocky for 47 years and now Creed, I would really like to have at least a little of what's left of my rights back before passing it on to only your children." So Irwin Winkler has all the rights to all the Rocky stuff, and Stallone has nothing, even though Stallone wrote, well, hold on, we'll get to it. So he posted this to Instagram and then he deleted it. I quote, "I believe it would be a fair gesture from this 93-year-old gentleman," declared the actor, who in a now deleted post, "This is a painful subject that eats my soul because I wanted to have at least something of Rocky for my children. But it's always great hearing from the loyal fans," he concluded, signing off, and keep punching. "Despite having created the character, starred in the first 8 films in the franchise, written 7 of them, and directed 4, as discussed by Stallone in a 2019 interview with Variety, the actor currently holds no ownership whatsoever regarding Rocky. I mentioned it a few times because after Rocky 2 came out and made a ton of money, and then Rocky 3 hit and made more than all of them, I'd said I'd like to have some
I would
some
break
ownership
you.
since I invented it. I was thinking at the last moment there, I should have been doing like a Rocky impression or something, but I don't think I can off the cuff. And that never happened. So I have zero ownership of Rocky. After recalling now how his attorney at the time, Jake Bloom, shut down any of his requests for ownership under auspices of "it just doesn't happen." At the time, At the time, it didn't happen, right? It was studio run everything, creator owned nothing. Stallone was asked by the entertainment news outlet why he didn't further push the issue, to which he admitted, I think there was a certain code of business conduct, maybe not as much now, but back then, that you didn't ruffle the feathers of the golden goose. The studio is the power. The agency relies on them, and the attorneys are the go-betweens. When I finally confronted them, I said, does it bother you guys that I've written every word? I've choreographed it. I've been loyal to you. I've promoted it. I directed it. And I don't have 1% that I can leave for my kids. And the quote was, you got paid. And that was the end of the conversation. I love the system. Don't get me wrong. My kids and their kids, they're taken care of because of the system. But there are some dark little segues and people that have put it to you. They say that definition of Hollywood is someone who stabs you in the chest. They don't even hide it. As of this writing, neither Irwin or any representative of MGM Studios, the studios behind the Rocky films, have publicly responded to Stallone's deleted Instagram post. Whoa! Is this emotional or what?
And they're not going to, and everything that's going to happen is going to happen like it always does. This will be big news for 2 or 3 days, and then it will die down, and everybody will forget about it because something else will happen, and only very, very few people will bring it up again. So it won't be a big deal. That's what has happened for 30, 40 years now, and that's what will continue to happen.
I mean, this is crazy. He should have some of this.
Yeah, I agree.
He should have some of this. It was didn't he get an Oscar? I think he got like a Academy Award nomination for some of this stuff, but I'm not familiar with all that stuff. But I mean, like, these are legendary. This is a legendary franchise. Some of the films are like amazing. And the Creed movie was great. Rocky Balboa was great. You should check that out. But I don't know. I feel bad for Stallone. I mean, the dude's a creator, like amazing creator, and he's never bucked the system. And the system straight up is just hanging him out to dry.
I mean, he unfortunately has to see it for himself. What, do you think he was blinded to it because he was?
No, I mean, well, the opportunity. I mean, the thing is, especially back in the 70s, like, you want to be a creator and you can't finance it yourself, and the apparatus isn't there for you to do stuff yourself, so you got to break into the industry, right?
But everything has been handed to him since the 70s. He was Rocky, he was Rambo, he was on top of the world, he was an A-list celebrity. Even after years and years of not doing anything, him and Clint Eastwood and these people are still A-list celebrities. So if you think about it.
Colin says, give him the robot and call it even. Oh,
reboot. Man. Oh, give him the robot.
The robot.
The robot from the freaking.
In one of the movies, he has like a robot.
Yeah, I was thinking about that damn robot a minute ago. I was trying to think of the name of it. What was the name of that stupid robot?
I don't remember.
Because that part in the movie when it shows the robot, when the robot comes out and it's got that 80s electronic music that's behind it. And that was just the dumbest. That was a bad move in those movies, I thought. I was like, what are you guys doing? Trying to add
at the time, it was cutting edge and high tech, I guess.
It's hilarious.
All right. So big bad feels for Stallone. I hope this. Well, I'm gonna keep my eye on this. I like Stallone. I want to see him have something for his kids.
No.
What?
I was trying to think of the name of the robot in Rocky.
Oh. Well, I'll Google it in a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's it, right? Isn't that it?
Yeah.
All right. So here's the official trailer for She-Hulk. I told you that you have to watch this, so please, we'll go full screen if we can.
You are not on the bed. Get off the bed now. No, ma'am. Off.
Dog's in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Here we go. All right, Deacon, are you ready? Do you have a minute and 47 seconds?
Yes.
It's awful looking.
Mm.
Awful looking. Yeah. All right.
I couldn't hear any of it, so I just.
I didn't. Oh, well, you should have said something, dude.
It's
You
all
should have
right.
said something. I don't want to watch it again.
No, I'll watch it again.
Well, maybe keeping the audio out will keep me from getting the strike, which I definitely don't need. All right, so yeah. So what do you? Well, I feel bad. I mean, you should definitely.
It looks
have seen
good.
It.
I mean, from visually looking at it here, I mean, she looks good. She-Hulk looks pretty good, I think. I mean, the hair looks good, and she's green, and she's muscular.
Look at this right here. Okay, so all right. Yeah, you didn't hear it. This actress is from Ophelia Black. Did you ever watch Ophelia Black?
No.
It was this kind of like science fiction show where she played. I think they were clones of this one girl, and like each clone kind of had a different thing, but she basically played like, I don't know, a dozen different people.
Orphan Black.
Orphan Black. Is it Orphan Black? I thought it was Ophelia Black.
Black. No, I watched a little bit of Orphan Black a long time ago, but I couldn't get into it. I think something else, some outside thing made me stop watching it. Like I was watching something else or something.
This is the actress, Tatiana Maslany, and she's legitimately a good actress, can pull off different characters, in the same show. So, they went fishing for talent, and they got her, and she's not the problem. I think this is awful. I mean, so internet has decided that this is Shrek 5. And
why? Because he's green?
No, because you can't see it too well because you're looking at it from my screen, so you can watch it on your own.
Well, I'm looking at it on mine too. I'm looking at that picture.
So, like stuff like this, like the angle of the body or whatever, it's really primitive, and when animated, the human mind notes things that are. There's a phrase for it. Maybe somebody else can remember the phrase. But
they were trying to. That's how she always stands. She-Hulk with that freaking.
It's the way she moves. It's called the Uncanny Valley.
The Uncanny Valley is where we make robots too lifelike.
Yeah.
So are they saying that because she's CG'd, she's right in the Uncanny Valley?
Yes. Yeah, because it's CG and they're trying to make it look lifelike, and they're not quite there, and so it triggers the Uncanny Valley in a lot of people. And so they're calling
Ghost Dog's saying this animations are rough. The rough animations are off in this trailer.
So, like, look at the way she's holding this phone. Like, it's like, it's not subtle. It's not subtle. It's like they barely put any effort into the modeling.
I'm the devil's advocate. You know me.
Right. Sure.
But if you are, how tall are you? 6'1", 6'2"? You're tall.
6'2". Yeah.
You're taller than me. You're a lot taller than me.
A little bit taller.
I was 5'11" and a half for years, and that half makes a difference because my best friend was 6'8". But no, let's say you're 6'2", and all of a sudden how tall is She-Hulk? I mean, it looks like she grows quite a bit. I always thought she got up to like 7 foot tall or some shit.
I thought she was like 7 feet tall too, but that shot with the vehicle. Let's see if I get to that and stop it on that.
Yeah, it's a shot with the vehicle. She looks normal sized.
If I was standing next to that vehicle, my head would be above that roof. So she's maybe 5'10".
You're good point. Good point there. That kind of nullifies what I was fixing to say. I was fixing to defend her by saying, if you grew to 7 feet, your hands would be bigger and you'd clumsily do this crap too. But no, you're right. Stand next to that, she could be a lot taller.
I wonder if I can see. So I can't see the wheel. So I don't know what kind of vehicle that is, but that's some sort of Suburban or whatever.
But
And
yeah,
I would definitely be. My head would be up here easily. And if she was 7 feet tall, her armpits should be here.
I
Now,
agree
this
with
is a
Ghost
little
Dog.
nitpicky.
I
I
agree
think
with
that
what Ghost Dog said.
he thinks the actual finished. I hope you, Ghost Dog, if you're still playing Contest of Champions, I hope it does look better because you're almost certainly going to get a a She-Hulk in your game. So another one, maybe.
You think they would add another She-Hulk?
I don't know, man.
Man,
Maybe.
and JJ
Yeah,
and I were talking.
especially-
Ghost Dog. JJ and I were talking about Contest of Champions after we went off the air yesterday a little bit, and man, the numbers have gone down quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's,
Contest of Champions. Well, we were
that can be
saying
another
that
subject, yeah.
it seems very apparent that revenues are down. Revenues are down. The marketing budget has been cut.
And I attribute it to one thing. I attribute it to one major thing that I addressed a couple of years ago on the podcast that we talked about, and I've always had a problem with, is too many characters. There's too many characters. I said 2 or 3 years ago that they should have went to one character a month. Keeping up that 2 characters a month, it was nice for a while. It was wonderful and awesome as hell for a while. But now that they've been doing it for so long and there's a million freaking characters in the game, and when you finally get to open a freaking crystal and you pull some crappy character over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, you know,
so
people don't want, and so they killed themselves. They shot themselves in the foot.
Neither Ghost Dog nor Briefcase Joe think they will add a new She-Hulk. That was a little joke.
I
They probably
didn't think
won't
so
add a
either.
new She-Hulk. I don't know what they're gonna do, but like, you know, that's
They didn't
Kabam's
add
thing.
James
Is
Foster.
that
Yeah, he's right. Yeah.
they hang on the butt crack of the MCU. So, you know,
I don't wait a minute. As a I'm still a content creator. I'm
not.
still in content.
Well, I'm not.
I will defend Kabam a little bit here. We're not shills, but we sure sound like it sometimes. But Kabam does, and you know this. Kabam has to. Marvel and the Mouse are very stringent in their in the way that they go about things. Because there were many times when we were told in the past, there were many times that Ghost Dog's a content creator too. There were many times in the past that we were told to not announce or not say specific things until after. And they do that all the time, but there were a couple of specific instances where we were told you can't say this specific thing until this. And it was all because it was coming out with the movies and the TV shows and stuff. So they're very stringent on stuff like this. I think she looks good, man. They did.
I mean, look at this hand. Look at this giant hand.
Yep, they did lose their butts with Realm of Champions, and it was a good idea, and it went off the freaking rails. And I think Gabe and them had a great idea, but it just it wasn't executed.
I feel like I feel like, especially at that time. Now this is now a year or two ago when that Realm game was breaking. I feel like I was saying it at the time. I was like, this isn't good, and you know, I was trying to like, you know, provide some guidance. Like, I understand you guys are trying something new and it's still rough. And then like, this isn't fun. Anyway. So, MROC was a failure. And I was saying it from the beginning, like, this isn't going to land. This isn't going to hit like normal. And then it actually, they had to close it. Anyway. I don't know. My prediction is that
it's awesome, and it was a great freaking idea. And Gabe's brain, I want to like live in Gabe's brain. It's his brain. I love his brain, man. It's just a really cool.
I'd like to see some original stuff, some new stuff.
I really would like to see original stuff from him and his team.
Get up here.
Oh, God, Mirror. Yeah,
Gabe
does still work there, but I think most of the other biggies from back in the day don't work there anymore. Mirrorverse had been out for Kabam for a while, but it wasn't available in the United States, so people could, you know, do their little magic to get it here in the United States, and I didn't. I wanted to, but now it's available in the United States, and I had forgotten about it until Ghost Dog mentioned it right there, and it's a Kabam game, and it's it's really. He says it's really good, and it looks awesome. It looks awesome. I really like to try it, but I'm afraid I just don't have time for another game. I don't have time right now. I've been playing a little Diablo Immortal just because I'm an old Diablo player from way back in the day, and I just downloaded it just because I'm an old Diablo player. But I play it maybe once, a little bit, 10 minutes a day.
I've seen a few She-Hulk memes. I'm gonna see if I can grab the best one, because the best one is where they make it look like Shrek. So, this show's coming out in August 17th. So we got like 3 weeks, a month. We got a month till it comes out. Maybe we'll get a new trailer. Because today is the 20th. So starting tomorrow, we will have San Diego Comic-Con content probably starting to drop. Oh my God, what in the hell? I don't even know what that was.
Is it
me
me?
get this off the screen. No, it was. I don't know what that was. That was awful.
I know. I figured it.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad. I need to be careful about searching on the internet while that screen's up. So
yeah, the stuff that you get anymore to come up. I mean, and it's not even following any algorithms. My freaking computer here at the radio stations is not hooked up to any. I'm one of these people that I can hand you my phone, computer. You can look through anything that I have. I'm not one of these people that has a private locked folder or anything. No, I'm not. You can look through anything I got. I don't keep anything from anybody except my personal information, crap like that. But I'm not one of these people that looks up nefarious stuff all the time. The most nefarious website, let me tell you, the most nefarious website that I go to is the, I'm not going to tell the website, but it's where you read free comic books.
Oh, okay? Yeah.
I don't buy all the comics that I read. I will admit that, I do support the people that I like, but I will read from free comic book websites that are not so.
Yeah, you gotta be careful if you go around there, and make sure you have an ad blocker turned on, and make sure you got
you want to make sure you got a lot of protection turned on when you go to those websites. But if you do the right thing, you can read the comics, and it's not a big deal.
So,
and that's the one I would look up. I would try to do that at work sometimes, and I stopped reading free comics from on that website at work just because of all the crazy ads that would pop up on the side. And I'm like, I don't want somebody to walk in here and see me, see this ad on the side and be like, what the crap are you looking at?
Wow, it seems like that everything's been pretty scrubbed. I can't find it. Okay, well, that's all the news that I think I have for today. I don't really have any other news stories. So we will hope starting tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have some more pop culture stuff. We'll see if there's any comic book news stuff. Oh, you know what? Last thing I want to say, it's been a week since Rippaverse launched, so let's check in on Rippaverse and see how they are, see how the campaign is doing, and then we'll close it out. So, Rippaverse is the new campaign launched by Eric D. July, aka Young Rippa59 on YouTube. He started his own comic book company. Last year, he invested $200,000 and produced his own art, wrote the stories, produced the art, had it colored by Gabriel Atlieb, and bet on himself, bought the merchandise, he already has it in warehouse, and he launched the campaign last week, expecting to make maybe $1 million, optimistically $1 million. And in the first day he had, what was it, like $890,000 or close to $900,000. And within 30 hours, he has had $1 million in sales of a new property, new website, totally launched new comic book company. As of today,
what's the superhero called? It's like Young Rippa.
That's the Young Rippa is his YouTube, is Eric's YouTube handle. The hero is Isom, Isom, and he's a character that resides in Floor Park, Texas, and is was a superhero, then stopped being for a while, and I think he gets dragged back into it. That's the idea here. So as of now, it's been, of the 75-day campaign, it has been 60. We are on day 65. 65 days left, so it's been 10 days. In 10 days, Eric July has made 30,710 sales, totaling $2.74 million in
That's
10
awesome.
days.
That's freaking awesome, man.
Oh, they finally fixed this too. This thing was asserting that's good. They got this fixed. This was saying the same as the dollar amount, but as a percentage, which didn't make sense. I'm glad they fixed that.
Didn't
So
Eric July?
yeah, no, the Eric July is yes, that's Eric July.
That's him? Does he have a YouTube?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Young Ripper 59. He appears on Geeks and Gamers. He appears on The Blaze. He
I've seen
appears
this guy in a bunch of places. I didn't know that's who that was.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I like this dude.
He is now a multimillionaire.
That's awesome. I like that even more now. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I always liked that dude. I looked him up. I was like, let me look and see what this guy looks like. And I was like, I don't know that guy. I've seen him on YouTube a million times.
He is now he's now the tip of the spear of the culture war, and we're gonna win. This is, we're like, Marvel and DC have been contaminated and corrupted and used by people by activists, and so creators are now empowered to do it themselves. And this is the future. This is the future. And the future is no longer corporate comics. It's fully funded indies funded by the audience. So this is it. So yeah, very exciting. I am, counting the days till I can buy in. It'll probably be a week or so, but I will be part of the push to 3 million. I'm gonna join. So this is interesting. Briefcase Joe says that he wants someone to buy the old City of Heroes property. Them was the days, sir. Yeah. City of Heroes, circa 2003. I had a giant superhero super team of like hundreds of people in and out. Them's was the days, but nostalgia is not the way forward. That's in the past. We have to move forward.
The Marvel one that was like that, I played and it died too. I can't remember what it was called. I played as Ghost Rider all the time.
I don't remember.
And then in the DC one, I don't know if it's still around, but I had several characters in the DC universe, and one of the guys I made to look exactly like, you guessed it, Cable. And he ran around the DC universe the best I could, make him look like Cable the best I could. But yeah, he ran around, actually flew. Those were fun games, man.
Those were fun times. Fun times. So Ghost Dog says that he's not in the CCP anymore. He is. Okay. He is not anymore. I don't know what the deal is there, but anyways, okay. Well, that's all the news that we had this morning. I'm so grateful for the audience that did show up. If you have the opportunity, please tell. Let me drop this out, and please let people know that Your Two Dads airs mornings at 6:30 a.m. and then on Sundays and during drop-ins, just randomly during the week, I will also do Let's Draw episodes where I draw pictures. But every Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m., Deacon and I are here to read the news to you. That's all I got for today. You got anything, Deacon?
I'm good.
You got to go watch Young Ripper, and he's tearing it up with this ISOM stuff. This is amazing. Yeah, go see what he's got to say.
I'll do it.
All right, morning, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.